Hi, I'm Frank.
And I'm Justin.
We're the Dude Bros. In case you missed it, here's the news from the week.
Run the streets, motherfucker.
So the crowdfunded game Kingdom Come Deliverance was released to PC and consoles this last week, and it came to mixed reviews. The PC version being reviewed as much better, but the console versions were known to have a 22 gigabyte patch from day one that only fixed some of the numerous bugs and issues that the game still currently has. Definitely a lot of people are suggesting that while it's a fun game, you may want to look into waiting on it after some more bug patches and everything of that nature get added to the game as it continues with development and support.
Yeah, and it's a little bit disappointing because the game itself touted itself as a Skyrim, but with no magic powers. So it was a little bit disappointing to hear that, but I haven't played the game yet, and honestly, I'm just going to wait until it's fixed.
And truthfully speaking, it is a smaller development company. It's not like one of the AAA publishers like Bethesda who doesn't really even fix their games. So, all I could say is that I'm looking to support this game at some point for independent developers who are looking to strive for something bigger.
Dragon Ball Fighterz has just announced their first DLC pack containing Broly and Bardock, both two characters, honestly, that are pretty revered among the Dragon Ball Z and community, and I'm pretty excited for it. I love Fighterz. It's a fun game. I suck at it, but it's really fun, and I'm looking forward to that. As well as, actually, there was some more DLC content for Xenoverse 2, which was talking about releasing our full Ultra Instinct, or whatever they're going to call him, into the game, as well as a few other characters. So yeah, more anime and Dragon Ball Z stuff. I'm always down for that. I'm excited to see how those characters play. I'll probably still suck, but I'll enjoy to look at them and how shiny they are.
In other gaming development news, a game that I've been looking forward to, the reboot or reimagining of the game System Shock, has been officially announced to be on hiatus. After raising $1.3 million for a Kickstarter campaign, it seems that development issues are plaguing progress on it, and they officially have to take a step back. And that's unfortunate, but one of the problems that comes with video games in general, especially games that are crowdfunded.
So, more PuBG news. It's been losing its player base pretty rapidly, and some people have thought this to be concerned that the game might be dying, and it's not even close. It's still with 1.7 million concurrent players. It is still way up there and has lots of people playing it, but with competition from games like Fortnite and Paladins, it's expected to drop a little bit, as well as those games being free to play and PUBG is not. Ultimately, PUBG still has a lot of bugs and a lot of issues with it, so that does push people in the other way, as well as games like Fortnite are available on every console and every system that matters.
Yeah.
And, that's a huge issue as well, especially the fact that PS4 has sold many, 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 many more copies than Xbox, and Fortnite is available on Xbox. So, PUBG is still a fun game. It's definitely a different experience than the other ones, but it definitely is not concerning where it's going. It's still going to be around, so don't get alarmed if you like PUBG.
No. And in political news in the gaming community, New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan has actually sent an open letter to the ESRB to basically tell them that they need to get their deals with microtransactions and the like under control before the government wants to step in and regulate for them. This is really similar to the whole violence thing that happened in the 90s, where basically the government gave the video game industry the ultimatum of self-regulate or we'll do it for you. With the whole rise of loot boxes, microtransactions, and what people are considered predatory business practices related to children and gambling, it makes perfect sense why now that it's taking being at the forefront of American politics related to things that politicians can get their hands on. What are your thoughts on that, Frank?
Well, ultimately, I think this is it's a good move, and I hope the ESRB really takes a step and fixes this before the government butts in, because government intervention in video games is not going to be good. The government has never liked video games and they've never supported it. And honestly, I think this is a huge issue that really I hope the gaming industry and all these big name developers really just step up and just say, okay, we got to figure this out. We have to figure out how we can do this before the government comes in and ruins video games for a while. And obviously this won't be, the long-term effects of this probably won't be as bad, but short-term wise, we may see some changes, we may see some censorship, and that's absolutely the opposite of what I want in my video games. I want to play whatever I want to play. I don't really care about, any of that stuff, like, censorship. And especially when it comes to these loot boxes being gambling, yeah, they're gambling. It is. It's gambling. I don't care what anyone says. And it's an addictive thing that has no tangible item that you get. So you're not really even gaining anything with the money put in. And I think outside of just kids being the target, there's still a lot of adults that have gambling issues, and this is just making it easier for them to gamble in their house, and it should be considered as such. I think that is a huge problem that needs to be fixed. Gambling in video games, it may have a place, but there needs to be regulation, and they really need to make it player friendly.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm not really much one for censorship, although I will say part of me does wish that I could enter the blood code in an ABACABB. Get over here. But that's all of the news for this week. Let us know what you think about some of the stories, like the loot box in the microtransaction debacle in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. And once again, I'm Justin.
I'm Frank.
And we're the Dude Bros, and this was news in case you missed it.